remain as God created.
I remain as God created me.
The truth is, I'm invincible.
I am invincible.
I can do all things.
I can do all things.
Yes, yes, oh yes.
Yes, yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God looks good as me.
My favorite part, y'all. I am wearing divinity.
I am wearing divinity.
The finest thread in the whole galaxy.
The finest thread in the whole galaxy.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Yes, 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 yes.
God looks good at me.
Can we say it again?
Yes, yes, oh yeah.
God looks good as me.
God looks good at me. The truth is I'm manifesting dream. I remain as God created me. Truth is the holy word of the yes, yes, oh yes. God is good as me. Truth is I'm happy,
Truth is, I'm happy, happy as can be.
happy as can be.
Why? Because I remain as God created.
I remain as God created me.
All my desires
All my
are
desires
running after me. It'll find me.
running after me.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God is good as me.
We're going to say it again. I am wearing divinity.
I am wearing divinity.
Divinity, the finest threads in the whole galaxy.
The finest threads in the whole galaxy.
And like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God is good as me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God is good as me.
God looks good as you.
Yes.
God looks good in you.
Yes.
And God looks good through you. We know this is the absolute truth. So we sing, God looks good. And in you. Always working. As Ernest Holmes says, God can only do for you what God can do through you. So we must acknowledge that God is living as us and working in us, only through us. Ask me when you know who and whose you are, when you know who and what you are. You can affirm that God looks good as you, God looks good in you, and it sure enough looks good through you. As me, in me, through me. Stop waiting on God to show up. Look at yourself in the mirror and know that you are the representation of God in your life. God is going to only show up through you. In me. And working through me. I don't have to wait for a man in the sky. I know that unhealthy.
The truth is unhealthy.
A light for all to see.
A light for all to see.
I remain as God created.
I remain as God created me.
The truth is I'm invincible.
I am invincible.
I can do all things.
I can do all things.
Yes, yes, oh yes.
Yes, yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God looks good as me.
My favorite part, y'all. I am wearing divinity.
I am wearing divinity.
The finest threads in the whole galaxy.
The finest thread in the whole galaxy.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Yes, 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 yes.
God looks good at me.
Can we say it again?
Yes, yes, oh yeah.
God looks good as me.
God looks good at me. The truth is I'm manifesting dreams. I remain as God created me. Truth is the holy, worthy of all things. Yes, yes, oh yes. God is good as me. Truth is I'm happy,
Truth is I'm happy, happy as can be.
happy as can be.
Why? Because I remain as God created.
I remain as God created me.
All my desires
All my
are
desires
running after me. It'll find me.
running after me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God is good as me.
We're going to say it again. I am wearing divinity.
I am wearing divinity.
Divinity, the finest threads in the whole galaxy.
The finest threads in the whole galaxy.
And like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God is good as me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me. God looks good as you. God looks good in you. And God looks good through you. We know this is the absolute truth. So we sing God looks good and in you. Always working. As Ernest Holmes says, God can only do for you what God can do through you. So we must acknowledge that God is living as us and working in us, only through us. Ask me when you know who and whose you are, when you know who and what you are. You can affirm that God looks good as you, God looks good in you, and it sure enough looks good through you. As me, in me, through me. Stop waiting on God to show up. Look at yourself in the mirror and know that you are the representation of God in your life. God is going to only show up through you. Yes, yes, oh yes.
Yes, yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God looks good as me.
My favorite part, y'all. I am wearing divinity.
I am wearing divinity.
The finest thread in the whole galaxy.
The finest thread in the whole galaxy.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Yes, 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 yes.
God looks good as me.
Can we say it again?
Yes, yes, oh yeah.
God looks good as me.
God looks good as me. The truth is I'm manifesting dream. I was made as God created me. Truth is the holy, worthy of all things. Yes, yes, oh yes. God is good as me. Truth is I'm happy,
Truth is I'm happy, happy as can be.
happy as can be.
Why? Because I remain as God created.
I remain as God created me.
All my desires
All my desires
are running after me. It'll find me.
running after me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, oh yes.
God looks good as me.
God is good as me.
We're going to say it again. I am wearing divinity.
I am wearing divinity.
Divinity, the finest threads in the whole galaxy.
The finest threads in the whole galaxy.
And like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Like diamonds, I'm a precious commodity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God is good as me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, oh yeah.
God looks good as me. God looks good as you. God looks good in you. And God looks good through you. We know this is the absolute truth. So we sing, God looks good. And in you. Always working. As Ernest Holmes says, God can only do for you what God can do through you. So we must acknowledge that God is living as us and working in us, only through us. Ask me when you know who and whose you are, when you know who and what you are. You can affirm that God looks good as you, God looks good in you, and it sure enough looks good through you. As me, in me, through me. Stop waiting on God to show up. Look at yourself in the mirror and know that you are the representation of God in your life. God is going to only show up through you. God
Good morning this morning. Columbia CSL, yes. We are happy to have you here and there and all around. So we're going to start today with some fun music. Let me get the right sound here that I like. There we go. And you've heard this one before. It's called Living Is Me. It's easy to follow, and I believe in you. Okay? Stand with me if you will. And if you won't, that's okay too. I still love you. Dance with me if you will. Do whatever you want. Brandon, take it away. The joy that is spirit runs as me. I will not stumble, no, I will just be. All that is spirit, joyfully living as me. The peace that is spirit flows as me. I will not fret, no, I will just be. All that is spirit, peacefully living as me. The mind that is spirit works as me. I will not, I'm glad you love me. All that is spirit, mindfully live as me. Instrumental. You love them. Love, the love that is spirit rises as me. I will not fear, no, I will just be. All that is spirit, lovingly living as me. Be all that is spirit, joyfully, peacefully, mindfully, lovingly, living as me. You did it! Pat yourself on the back. It's good to see you this morning. You can't reach?
Good morning, and good morning. So I love it. The question, where is everybody? It is a holiday weekend, and I'm just going to go out on a limb and say everybody is right where they're supposed to be, because it's where they choose to be. So good morning, welcome. My name is Reverend Rafe Ellis. I am honored and privileged to be the senior minister and spiritual leader here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Hello to our online folks. If you would, take a minute and actually put in the chat where you're from so that we know that. So, if this is your first time joining us, what we really want you to know is that beyond being welcome here, you are celebrated here. No matter what your spiritual path is, no matter where you are on that spiritual path, you are welcome and celebrated here. So if you happen to play on any social media platform, we invite you. And I do stress invite. This is an invitation. It's not a demand. It's not a mandate. It's an invitation to share this live stream on whatever social media platforms you play on. It just makes these teachings available to a wider audience. Several folks have emailed me over the year that it stresses them out to do that. If it stresses you out, don't do it. It's very simple. You are at choice. Okay, so who are we and what are we up to? I'm so glad you asked. There's a couple of ways to stay connected with us. You can check out our website at Columbia. And I can see in the back that I have my phone up here so I can actually see what's behind me. It's a little bit of a delay, but it's there. All right, couple of ways to connect with us. ColumbiaCSL.com/events. You can email us questions at info@columbiacsl.com. I will get back to you just as quickly as humanly possible. You can call our office number at 410-750-8559. If you get the voicemail, please leave a message. I really will call you back within 24 hours unless there's some reason that I'm incapacitated. So now, who are we and what are we about? Our vision is contributing to a world that works for who? Oh, let's do that again. Our vision is contributing to a world that works for everyone. Okay, now we're at least convincing. Now we just got to get convinced. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Guided by Spirit, together, we build a joyously engaged, inclusive community intent on uplifting and transforming lives. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We are lovingly practicing the principles of science of mind in the world, even when the microphone gets in the way of the words. Now, as a community, our commitment to inclusion calls us to embrace and celebrate everyone's unique identity. We begin by recognizing our diverse abilities, ages, physical characteristics, gender identities, national origins, faiths, and spiritual paths, sexual orientations, ethnicities, and races. Then, we experience one another at increasingly deeper levels as we grow together in classes, in workshops, in service to our shared spiritual community, and just hanging out together. And so on Sundays, we gather to celebrate life. So let's get on with that with our next song.
Everything I need to know is where? Do you remember? Yeah, thank you. Yes. All right, come on. We can't do this one sitting down. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me. Every little thing I need to know about what lies before me is available. Oh, it's available. It's all available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me, everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need. Sorry, Brandon, take it away. Everything that I need to behold about what lies before me. Everything that I need to behold about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to be at peace about what lies before me. Everything that I need to be at peace about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me, everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Through the mind of God within me, through the mind of God within me. Glad it's up in the mind of God, because this is too, apparently.
So for those of you that are new or haven't been here and experienced the wheel, everything I'm going to talk about is in the mind of God as the wheel. And so every week I spin this, and wherever it lands is what I talk about. Our overarching topic this morning is the tapestry that is you. And so wherever this lands, I'm going to talk about that in the context of tapestry. So let's see what the divine wants to talk about. It's a new spiritual soap opera, as the wheel bends. What does that say? Oh. Whew. When I feel the pain of the Holocaust. Okay. And just so you know, these questions can come from you. It's a way to give this center back to you. So I am truly in service to your questions. So we're going to go into our spiritual reading and our time of meditation and prayer so I can learn how to talk about that.
Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study. Short person's version. I'll start over. Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and a great synthesizer, identifying the common and connecting threads within the various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is the synthesis of Ernest Holmes' lifetime of study. Let us breathe together as we light a candle honoring some of these faith traditions. As we light the first candle, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and four noble truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine, ancestors, and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all new thought philosophies as a path of adherence to universal spiritual principles of love and law. As we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Namaste, and so it is. Our reading this morning comes from page 254 through 255 of Women Who Run with the Wolves, Myths and Stories of the Wild Woman Archetyped by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, PhD. One of the most important things we can do is to understand life, all life, as a living body in itself, one that has respiration, new cell turnover, sloughing off, and waste material. It would be silly if we expected our bodies not to have waste material more than once every 5 years. It would be inane to think that just because we ate a day ago, we shouldn't be hungry today. It is just as ridiculous to think that once we solve an issue, it stays solved, that once we learn, we always remain conscious ever after. No, life is a great body that grows and diminishes in different areas at different rates. When we are like the body, doing the work of new growth, wading through crap, just breathing or resting, we are very alive. We are within the cycles of the wild woman. If we could realize that the work is to keep doing the work, we would be much more fierce and much more peaceful. To stay with one's joy, we sometimes have to fight for it. We have to strengthen ourselves and go full bore, doing battle in whatever way we deem most shrewd. To prepare for siege, we may have to go without many comforts for the duration. We can go without most things for long periods of time, anything almost, but not our joy, not those handmade red shoes. The real miracle of individuation and reclamation of wild woman is that we all begin the process before we are ready, before we are strong enough, before we know enough. We begin a dialogue with thoughts and feelings that both tickle and thunder within us. We respond before we know how to speak the language, before we know all the answers, and before we know exactly to whom we are speaking. But like the wolf mother teaching her pups to hunt and take care, this is the way wild woman wells up through us. We begin to speak in her voice, taking on her vision and her values. She teaches us to send out the message of our return to those who are like us. I know several writers who have this glyph taped above their writing desks. I know one who carries it folded up inside her shoe. It is from a poem by Charles Simic and is the ultimate instruction to us all. He who cannot howl will not find his pack. If you want to re-summon wild woman, refuse to be captured, With instincts sharpened for balance, jump anywhere you like. Howl at will. Take what there is, find out all about it. Let your eyes show your feelings. Look into everything. See what you can see. Dance in red shoes, but make sure they're the ones you've made by hand. You will be one vital woman. Or a man.
There is peace in the silence. There is unspoken joy in the silence. There's from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments, and I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find
the silence, I find God. God, that is all there is. There is nothing but God. In the silence, I can quiet. The God that's always there, I can quiet myself and acknowledge that. Acknowledge that there is only one power. This power, as we're moving from summer into fall, there was nobody that turned a switch and nobody that decided it had to happen. The universe, the divine intelligence, the great I am is doing this, is doing life. This is life as God flowing through all. Flowing through all. And I love this service. I love this community together, reminding each other of the divine law, of the divinity of community, of the joyousness of life. Life is joy. The expression of joy is really what we're here for. And here we get to be reminded. We get to be reminded that God is all there is, that love is all there is. And here, I find tools to help me pluck out every bit of disbelief that God is all. It's my plucking, my work is to take all my thoughts where I don't believe and shine the light of love, and shine the light of community, and shine the light of peace, and shine the light of absolute knowledge and truth. Those are the seeds that are planted into this beautiful, beautiful tapestry of life. And so with great and wonderful gratitude, the gratitude I can feel in my body, in the silence, in the moments when I can remember the truth that I'm not in charge, and that there is a divine force that is all there is. The gratitude for that. And also the gratitude for this service, for the beautiful songs and the genius of community and the genius of our minister, and all of the beauty that occurs here fortifies me as I move into my life in any sort of future. And I'm so grateful for that. So I release this word of love into the law. And together we say, and so it is.
Even the sparrow has a place to lay its head. So why would I let worry steal my breath? Even the roses you have clothed in brilliant red, still I'm the one you love as much as these. You give me everything. You give me everything. You give me everything I need. Even the oceans push and pull at your command, so you can still my heart with your hand. You tell the seasons when it's time for them to turn, so I will trust you even when it hurts. You give me everything. You give me when I can't see you lead me, when I can't hear you show me, when I can't stand you carry me. When I am lost, you will find me. When I am weak, you are mighty. You are everything I need. You give me everything. You give me everything. You give me everything I need. You give me everything. You give me everything. You give me everything I need.
How incredibly blessed are we. Thank you, Jami. Let's take a breath together. So how does one practice spiritual principle when they're feeling the pain of the Holocaust? And I was sitting back there in prayer and contemplation with just that, and tears began to come. Because I think the first thing we do is actually feel it. Because our human tendency is to not feel. As a human race, we are addicted. We are addicted to food. We are addicted to fun. We are addicted to busyness. We are addicted to anything that will change how we feel. Because we haven't learned how to feel. See, if we actually were raised to learn how to feel, the entire paradigm of humanity would be different. Because we're all raised, all of humanity, I don't care where you're from, what ethnicity you are, it's a reward-punishment system. All is based in capturing your attention and making you feel a certain way. All of which negates how you might actually feel. See, in order to get your dinner, you need to feel a certain way, because when you feel a certain way, you'll behave a certain way, and then I'll feed you. As infants, we cry to get attention. And let's face it, any of us that are parents or have infants in our life, it's guess your best. Right? It's the process of elimination. And I think that is the closest we get to actually being attentive to what one another feels. Because we don't know until there's some satisfaction from an infant that can't actually communicate any other way. Instead of supplanting our idea of what will make them better, they just keep screaming until we figure it out. Right? This whole... I'm taken back to a book that you can actually download for free on Google Books, The History of New Thought. It's written by Horatio Willis Dresser back in 1901. And in 1901, Horatio Willis Dresser says this: "We now see that coming out of the war, and he's talking about this supplanting of one individual's ideas onto an entire society, that the only true justice must be social. See, we act like social justice is new. 1901. We now see that all true justice must be social. What actually created the Holocaust? Let's start there. Because most people will default to blaming one human being for the Holocaust. Stop lying to yourself. Hitler could have done nothing without the participation of everyone that participated. Hitler did not round up anybody. Read your history book. Hitler didn't do it. Hitler thought about it, and Hitler created an invitation and a portal for other people to enact it.
Come on.
Right? I suspect, and it's only, I can only suspect, because quite honestly, I have forgotten who even submitted all these questions. But I don't think it's a mistake that it lands on, how do I practice spiritual principle when I'm feeling the pain of the Holocaust, given the political climate that the United States of America is in right now, that the world is in right now. Because while we are headed into an election, it's not just here where people are supplanting their idea of supremacy onto other people. Because that's what we're really talking about. What we're really talking about is our human failure to stand up. To stand up and say, everyone matters, even if I don't understand them. Even if I don't like them, they matter. Every thread in the tapestry matters. The tapestry is woven together, one thread at a time, that creates a whole. And if you remove any thread, what begins to happen to the tapestry? It falls apart. The picture changes. The Holocaust happened because people said, okay, let's do this. Because supremacy was chosen over freedom. Freedom for me didn't have to include freedom for you. Because that's the operation of separation. That's the operation of spiritual ignorance. It's a small, tiny, infantile, weak, pathetic God that could only honor one aspect of itself. I mean, think about that. That we would mentally create a God that ordains slaughtering of itself. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see how that's possible. But that's what happens. It's happening right now.
Yes.
It's happening right now. There is lie after lie. And be really clear, that's how Hitler did this. He scared the citizens. He hooked into an inner terror that was put in since the beginning of time on the reward punishment. He so adeptly made society believe that they would be tortured if they didn't torture. That they would be the ultimate victims if they weren't the victors. He was incredibly skilled at the villain, victim, hero triangle. all that does is sustain the lie that there is some other power other than God. Yes. One power a triangle cannot create. I'm just saying. It can't. That requires 3. What do we do when we feel the pain of the Holocaust? First, we feel it. Now, I can't tell you what to do. I could, I won't. Because you wouldn't do it anyway. You're going to do what you're going to do. What I understand in these teachings is that I recognize the lie and I stand up to it. That no matter what my family affiliation is, no matter what I was raised to believe, what am I looking at right now? What am I looking at? Most of you, because I've talked to you, just assume that I am this uber liberal guy because I am a transgender man married to a brown woman and I'm not hiding any of it. You have no idea. Because you assume you know, you don't ask. Okay? And if you assume your parents' affiliation and identity, you don't know what your own is because you haven't asked. Come on. You've just become a puppet of what you were raised with. Does it match your own values? Do you even know what your values are? And I'll go one step deeper. Do you even know what a value is? Have you asked yourself who you are? Because you cannot align with yourself if you don't know who that is. And that's what happened with the Holocaust. People aligned with a savior. Save your house. Save your money. Save your life. Save your culture. Nowhere in there was save your identity because they ceased to have one. Viktor Frankl, and I cannot say the man's name without feeling. Viktor Frankl is my Holocaust guru. If you've never read any of his works, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend starting with Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl learned who he was in the hell of the Holocaust. He learned the power of choice that resides within him that has nothing to do with what happens out here and everything to do with what happens in here. Come on. Stripped naked, starved, physically dying, the only thing the man had left was his wedding ring. And they demanded it. And he paused long enough to get right within himself so that he was choosing to give it to them so that they could not take from him. Now, you may think that's just semantics, and that's easy to think when you're not standing there naked, starving to death. See, none of us get to decide what that was for him. We choose. And in this time that so desperately mirrors the atrocities of the Holocaust, we each get to choose. You can choose the status quo. You can choose self-righteousness. You can choose to be right. You can choose to make other people wrong. You can choose to mentally divorce yourself from the whole process like somehow you have nothing to do with it. But it won't make any of that true. We, creation, are a tapestry. Every thread matters, even the threads that you currently are choosing to hate. They matter. And they are as much God as you are. Yes. The difference is some people don't know that they're God. I was thinking about, and I had no idea why, and now suddenly it's relevant. Yesterday, I'm sitting on my deck, and the story of Moses and the burning bush just kept coming up. And the only part of it that was resonating was noticing that in that story, Moses said, "Who shall I say sent me?" And the only response was, "I am." It didn't say, "Tell them you are the I am." See, there was no duality in the response. Now, I am a Bible guy. I've read it at least 10 times, cover to cover. And it just dawned on me that the only response was, "I am." There was no duality in that response. There was no God talking to Moses. That gets eliminated with a response like, "I am." And he asked it a different way, and the response was the same. "I am that I am." Subtitled, "You can ask it as many different ways as you want, but the answer is still, I am." Do we dare to know, to move from knowing about to knowing that I am? I am. That God, as you, is. We don't, in this faith tradition, we don't beseech a God outside of ourselves. The only place I can find God is every place. Every place. When I look at you, I see God. Yes. And if I don't, I got work to do. Yes. God as a spinning wheel. Because if it's all God, people, it's all God. There's nothing in that sentence that's negotiable. Nothing. Even the thoughts. I posted on Facebook. Those of you that follow me on Facebook, thanks for laughing with me. Yesterday I posted, "Dear Comcast, thank you for another opportunity to love when every human part of me wants to hate you." See, my humanity wants to hate. Because then it doesn't have to feel. We are addicted to the drama of division. See, if I can separate myself from you, I don't have to give a damn about you. And I don't have to see God in you. And I can go on my merry way feeling self-righteous. And then when things don't work out the way I want, I know who to blame. I know who to blame now. Because I've already set you up on the triangle as the villain. And what I never recognize is that first I made myself the victim. That's what happens first. Is we make ourselves a victim. We disempower God as us as a worthless power. And give everything to a power outside of us that doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist. So when you feel the pain of the Holocaust, feel it. Understand that a part of you was there. A part of you was the Jew. A part of you was the homosexual branded with the pink triangle. A part of you was the guard. A part of you was the gas that filled the chamber. A part of you was Hitler. Own it all. Own the whole tapestry. Because when we do, then we can heal. We cannot heal what we refuse to feel because we are in denial that it even exists. God as you is powerful enough to heal every hurt that we feel, but only when we'll let ourselves feel it. Let's take this into prayer. With this breath, with this holy, holy breath, I recognize that there is one power, one authority, one source, one substance, one creator, one creation. And in that there can be no separation. There can be no division. There can be only one. I recognize that by whatever name I call it, it is so much more than my human brain can ever comprehend. It is beyond a name. It is beyond an idea that seeks to limit it. And it resides in this container, in this earth vehicle that I know as me. And what resides as me resides as all. From the tiniest grain of sand, from the most microscopic particle, to the cosmos, to the most visible mountain. All God. Everything surrounding everything. All God. And so I allow myself this moment to let that in. To let the inner self begin to inform the outer self. To choose to live from the inside out. Knowing that as I do, the outside changes. No longer trying to change the outside in order to change my insides. No longer willing to subject myself or this beautiful tapestry of creation to the lie of separation. I stand on the agency, the authority, the power of one life. Creation itself. And I surrender my humanity to be informed by that, to be guided by that, to be an example of I will be known by my fruits, not by my words, by my fruits, by the demonstration. I'm so incredibly grateful. Grateful for all of the wisdom teachers that have come before, that listened deeply to that I am, that wrote it down, that spoke it, that shared it, that moved it forward in the awakening of creation to the truth of its being. Grateful. Grateful for the activity of creation. that simply acts, that will not be manipulated, that responds to exactly what is believed. And knowing it's already done, I can let go. I can stand in the belief that resonates with that inner being, that knows itself, and trust that its power is far greater than any manipulation the human me comes up with. So I let go. I let go of any idea of control. I let go of the fear that is back of the idea that I even need to control. I let go. And I believe what I believe, and I stand in the truth of my being because it is the truth of being. All being. And I trust that it is having its way. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Whew. Let's take a breath. Okay. This is one of those moments where I'm very much aware I have no idea what I just said.
It's good.
And I'm okay with that. What did I do with the clicker? There you are. So these are some ways that you can give to sustain this beautiful thing that we're doing here. I will give you a heads up. If you try the text to give number and it doesn't work, please let me know. We're trying to pinpoint if it's across the board not working or just not working for a few of us. So I invite you to join me in our giving affirmation. I affirm the abundance of creation is my abundance. I give freely to sustain and grow Columbia Center for Spiritual Living as my beloved spiritual community. I give to ensure Columbia CSL's continued availability to all spiritual seekers. Ushers. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Eamon.
God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Sing with me. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, band. And so I speak a word of gratitude, a word of recognition for the divine as money that sustains and grows from the overflow, this blessed, beloved, divine idea in the mind of creation known as Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. And so it is. Okay. Announcements. So, we got some stuff going on. 6 o'clock every morning. Unless technology decides it's going to be later, which occasionally it does. I am doing the 365 Days of Richer Living. It's a daily reading, morning meditation time, and I close it out with a spiritual mind treatment. You are invited to join me live. You are also invited to enjoy it at whatever time you choose, because it is live streamed just like our Sunday service on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and so you can find the recordings there. If you're not already plugged into this amazing practice, 100 days of mindful practice for our election, it says nothing about the election and everything about living spiritual principles in times of absolute chaos. It is incredibly simple to participate. You put 470-784-0250 in your phone, in your messages, and text JOIN and hit send. And you are joined. It's that simple. And then every day, for us here on the East Coast, I'm not sure where everybody is on our live stream, but here on the East Coast, the call comes in about 10 o'clock in the morning. You can either listen to it when it comes in, you can tell your phone to be quiet, and it'll go to your voicemail, and you can listen to it whenever. So. I rearranged my slides, and they don't follow what I think I have. Okay, our women's meeting. September 3rd. It is the first Tuesday of every month, which is this coming Tuesday. So if you want to participate in that, and my understanding is it is a lovely time where women come together to honor, to see, and to support women. That's all I can report is what I've been told, because I don't go. If you want to join that, you do need to get the Zoom link, and that is, you can access that through the newsletter or through our website calendar. Every Thursday at 10 a.m. and again at 6 p.m., I am making space for anybody who wants just to come hang out, check in. It's community care check-in time. There's absolutely no agenda. If you want to participate in that, you do need to get the Zoom link. I log in, and if nobody shows up within the first 15 minutes, I log out, because I'm very busy, and if nobody's coming, nobody's coming, and that's okay. I just want to let you know, if you show up 45 minutes after the fact, I'm not going to be there. How do I know? It happened. I'm kind of like, the announcements are kind of like the warning label on your mattress. Okay? I announce certain things because certain things have happened. Right? Just like don't use your hairdryer in the shower. It's actually a warning label. I don't know who tried that, but somebody did. Somebody thought that was a good idea. Okay, so next week, Felicia will be here. The following week, Jesse Powers will be here doing our Sunday music. And then The following Tuesday, September 17th, Jesse Powers will be doing a cozy house concert out in Marriottsville from 6:30 to 8:30. The suggested love offering for that is $20. There are 24 seats left. If you want to attend that, please check it out on the calendar or on the newsletter and get signed up for that. Now, if you are struggling, or if your life is going wildly magnificent, either one, and you want some assistance walking through that, here is an army that will help you. Now, you might think it's weird that somebody's life would be so good they wouldn't know what to do with it, but it happens. It happens. I have had more than one person reach out to me for ministerial counseling because their life was so good they were terrified it was going to end. Right? So just know, doesn't matter what you want support with, we're here to support you. You can get their information off the website. You can leave a prayer request right over there in that little brown wicker basket. You can email us at prayer@csl.com. We will respond. You can also, immediately after service, Rebecca will be right out here in the lobby. If there is something you want prayer support for, please don't go home without getting some. You don't have to do this alone. You can, but you don't have to. All right. This does not happen without a small army of people. This whole service. So thank you, Jami Hudson Craig, Noah on drums, and Brandon on guitar. Thank you. And Gary, if you're watching, we're holding you in prayer for an immediate return to the vitality of your physical being, sir. Thank you, Jesse, for doing our live stream. Thank you, Vaughn, for helping me with the audio. Thank you, Dr. Lisa, for being our reader this morning. Thank you, Rebecca Bell, for being our practitioner of the day. Thank you, Susan Field, for being our hospitality person this morning. Thank you, Laura Service, for being just general. She's got everything that nobody else has, service. There is a part of me that when I see Laura Service walk through the door, I can take a deep breath. I can exhale. No pressure. Thank you, Deborah Ellis and Don Henderson, for engaging with our online community. Thank you, Dale and Eamon, for being our ushers this morning. Thank you for everybody being here. Thank you for everybody that's going to help break all this stuff down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is my heart's joy to be in service to this community and to all of you, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this. I love you just because you breathe. You don't have to earn it. You can't earn it. And the other part of it is, you can't stop me. All right. Here's our affirmation for the day. I will read it through once to let it sink in, then we'll read it together. I celebrate every expression of creation as an equally valuable and precious thread in the tapestry of my life. Let's read that together. I celebrate every expression of creation as an equally valuable and precious thread in the tapestry of my life. Miss Jami? Really let this song move you. Take this feeling that there is only love with you.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Have an amazing week.
Thank you, everyone. See you in a few. I'm on vacation.
Just like the air is plentiful, flowers that bloom in multiples, grains of sand uncountable. I am enough. And just like the clouds so beautiful, like the earth, billions of people, stars in the sky innumerable. I know I am enough. And we sing I am enough. I am enough. Just as I am. Just as I am. I am enough. I am enough. Oh, just as I am. Just as I am. I am enough. Oh, just like the air is Flowers that bloom in rows of most, the grains of sand, I can't count them all, but I know I am enough. And I look at the clouds, they're beautiful, like the earth, billions and billions of people, stars in the sky, innumerable. I am enough. And we sing, I am enough. I affirm that today. I declare it today. I am enough. I forget about what anybody else says about me. And I know what God knows about me. Just as I am. Just as I am enough. Oh, I am power. And I am peace, yeah. I am love. Eternally. And I am whole, yeah. And complete. See, that's who I am. Oh, that's who I be. And we sing a hymn enough. It's the truth of our life, my life. Just as I am. Just as I am enough. Nothing needs to be added. Nothing needs to be added. Oh, I am. Just as I am. Just as I am. Oh, we are enough. We are enough. We And we sing, I am enough. Yeah. I am enough. Just as I am. Just as I am.